I just like the sound.
Yeah. We gon' roll up, we should pull out. I can't focus, man, I'm so damn. Who drove us? I don't know. All I know is when you smoke, then you better have some. I be up all night, man, your bitch showing love all night. She know that a nigga plugged alright. Yeah, they love me for the buzz alright. Yeah, I got some bad habits, bad habits. I'm smoking, drinking lean ass asthmatic. Bad habits, get your speed jumping schemes like a jackrabbit. Now I'm seeing triple, but I'm making double. That'll leave him puzzled. Oh girl, you single, but you came here couple. We don't keep it subtle. I know you never did this before. Girl, no, you ain't a hoe. If you do that some more, yeah. Oh, diamonds new. Tell the truth, I got the juice. Twins on me like glue. Bustin' one, I'm fucking two. You ain't gon' shoot. Shoulder lean like Uzi. Niggas think I broke the cool, cause I left without the roof. Ain't no time for sleep. Shit, with your bitch got time for me. Hit her real fast, she leave. Shit, she brought that gas and weed. Yeah, stay wet like gasoline. She know I'm a savage B. Hold her fences at the door, nigga. Go ahead, stash the weed. Cause I'm lit, nigga. This is what I finna do. Hello, rich nigga. Out here ballin' with the crew. Tell them niggas get their weight up. Cause when you ballin' like this, you gotta stay up. Cause I be up all night. Man, your bitch showing love all night. She know that a nigga plugged alright. Yeah, they love me for the buzz alright. Yeah, I got some bad habits. I'm smoking, drinking lean ass asthmatic. Bad habits, get your speed jumping schemes like a jackrabbit.
I was in the rave, counting up blue faces. She gon' get a face, then I gotta replace it. Stepping in the red bottoms, I don't do no aces. 2016, we was trapping like it's aces. You need some grace, I could bless her. I could eyeball it, don't measure. Shorty eyeballing my necklace, because my diamonds is wetter. He come right down and get wetter. We put the boy in a stretcher. I never fold under pressure. Just did a show for the extras. I got the main hoe in a bankroll, and I make them both do backflips. Me and you are not the same, no. Prices up now, nigga texting. I bought the big body, had to change clothes. For the mind mirrors with that action. That nigga coming up short. She knew that mama need stretch like elastic.
I be up all night. Man, your bitch showing love all night. She know that a nigga plugged alright. Yeah, they love me for the buzz alright. Yeah, I got some bad habits. I'm smoking, drinking lean ass asthmatic. Bad habits, get your speed jumping schemes like a jackrabbit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I got some bad. Oh yeah, smoking, drinking lean ass asthmatic.
Actually, like, I think because the recreational farms are shutting down, they're like doing a lot of back and deals. They had like 30 pounds already spoken for.
Yeah.
Like, our boy went up.
That's going in the street. That's hitting the street.
They got this new one though, sour apple.
It's lost, you can't get it back. All the good times and memories. They fade.
I like sativa more. Let's do the cobbler one, because that's gotta be sativa. I'm gonna look it up right now. Yeah, there is a time and a place.
Put away your pride, I put away mine. Think we wasted time, I wasted time. That's your favorite line. Say that you'll be fine, but I know inside that it's all a lie. So when it's silent ride, ooh girl, it's a silent ride. Let's rewind the
wait, that's why we were sitting up
back when you were mine. Cause what you supply is a different vibe.
Hear this
Give
story.
me your soul.
Listen how legit. Listen how white woman of a movie is. I would've chased this bitch down.
I know it ain't the same, but this car ride, girl, bring nostalgia to the brain. Think about it, baby, all the times we used to hang. Kick back, roll me up one, let it flame. I say, hold up, hold up. ya. Instead of telling you, girl, let me show ya. I say hold up, I say hold up. And we done both grown a little since we broke up. Hey, I say hold up, I say hold up. Play with me a little, bring it closer. I say hold up, baby, hold up. You forget about the fact you ain't got closure. She don't say much, but them eyes speak a million words. My lies and my cries, but to her that's familiar to all she really wanna think about is how I'm living now. Changes in my wits, probably changing nigga living route. Still the same, who to blame if it don't work out? Such a shame, always say the hottest place burned out. People change, rearrange, guess it's your turn now. Seasons came, you wanna run game, this is what I'm saying. When it's silent ride, girl, it's a silent ride. Let's rewind the time, baby. You were mine. Think we wasted time, wasted time. That's your favorite line. Say that you'll be fine, but I know inside that it's all a lie. So when it's silent ride, ooh, girl, it's a silent ride. Let's rewind the time, baby, back when you were mine. Cause what you supply is a different vibe. Give me your so high. So when it's silent ride, this is silent ride.
That's fucking amazing.
My headphones.
Yeah, I'm ready to crash.
Loud.
Hear ye, make way for the Kingz. The Kingz are here.
You think the bitches are great?
You doubting it,
you
doubting it. It's
seasonal,
only
nigga, you can't
speak some titillating stuff.
Niggas, this shit's 24 hours a day.
You know what I'm saying? I told you that today. Like, that woman got me hot and bothered inside of my underboot sweat. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
You wanna?
Bro, underboot sweat? Crazy. It's like when you titillating.
You're listening to the Kingz Podcast with your hosts, Karizmatik,
That's me.
Kirby LaGare, and Irish O'Neal.
Whoops. Let's run that back. Let's run that back. I knew something was up when it stuttered. I was like,
That was weird.
yeah, let's run that back. That was wrong.
Interesting.
I don't know why it played that one. That was weird.
That's the second weird thing that happened to me today.
That's it? You're having a good day then.
Hang on, let me find that. That's fucking shouldn't have done that. That's fucked up. You know what it was? I moved some fucking shit around. I guarantee it's being an asshole right now. Let's see.
My computer.
Facts.
I don't know why I always go straight to Jeopardy.
Because you're a hack.
I don't. It's just hacky as fuck.
Gotta have them bad habits. Can we play some more music while we figure it out?
Yeah, hang on. Let me get that back on. I don't know why I did that. Give me a second.
You know exactly who it is, girl. She on Los on her one time.
That y'all have a file called I Eat Ass. I can't.
Oh, that's for me.
That dropped.
That's for me. I'm sorry. I'm very Booty's a beautiful thing. I don't know why anybody be ashamed. Everybody born with it.
Shit right here called Turn the Page, nigga.
Some people do not.
Hold tight.
And I mean, this sounds like the start of a nice track right here.
Let's go.
You know, I eat ass, you know.
An open chapter, as foes fill my head with laughter. I've been beaten down, bruised, and labeled a bastard. Captured in these lightless walls, going through a mind's withdrawal. Tell myself, stand tall right before the curtain falls. And I'm exposed, me and all my evil. Overdosed on pride, unaware it was so lethal. Hold the toast up high, matter of fact, the desert eagle. Should I put myself in the sky like my name was Beanie Siegel? Becoming comfortable in my disorders, sorta like finding love with no supporters. I was filled with all that horror, with a mind that's been tortured. Met a woman, something about her, couldn't ignore her. She told me a story and broke it down just like a reporter. Told me she was walking home from school when she was approached by men in blue. They grabbed her up, said be quiet before we shoot. She was pleading, they ignored her, held it down, and yeah, they forced her. Not to mention she a foreigner, so they threatened to deport her. Belly getting bigger, whole city figure. She been home and not knowing, keep it to herself a killer. Times do differ, she take what life gives her. Mama
I just took my nails off, real nice ass nails, and because of this shit, and I had to wait for like all the equipment to come in to like take it off.
Hear ye, make way for the kings. The kings are here.
You think the bitches are great because you're fucking seasonal, nigga? You can't be seasonal. Niggas got this shit's 24 hours a day.
Kingz. You're listening to the Kingz Podcast with your hosts, Karizmatik, Irish O'Neal, and Moush.
Yo, welcome to the Kingz Podcast. I'm yours truly, Karizmatik.
What's up? It's Irish O'Neal.
Moush.
Your girl Pheonix.
Hey.
Yo, my girl Pheonix. Yo, this luscious baby right here. Oh my God, how you doing, beautiful?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing great. I'm fucking sweating a little bit because
Yeah,
it's so
it's
hot.
nice.
but,
warm.
yeah, excited to fucking. It's another day, another Kingz episode.
Oh fuck yeah! Not just another Kingz episode. This is
This is gonna be fucking awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, we each have a white woman story for today that we'd like to go over. So
As you know, as we always say in the Kingz Podcast, the white woman is what? The devil. No, I'm just kidding.
Anyways.
you know what I'm saying? If you spell what's white woman spelled backwards?
White
Satan.
woman.
Lucifer. You didn't know that? You didn't know that?
Guys, stop.
I'm just playing. I was just
Shout
playing.
out to
I'm
my
just
white
joking.
people.
Yeah, shout out to my white people, but I'm angry at white women right now.
We're
Okay,
talking
I
about
need to
the
be mad.
Karens. We're talking
Before
about the Karens.
before we get into all that, should we just do plugs? Get
Oh
that
hell
out of
yeah,
the way?
hell yeah!
Let's
Oh, yeah,
do it
let's
up.
I'm gonna tell them why I'm sweating in a second.
Oh, that's not it. Wow, what is up with our fucking?
King's
Yo,
story.
we're having
Our
a
drop board's all fucky.
We're having a day today. Either way, I'm starting it. Yo, I'm your boy Karizmatik. You can catch me at Karizmatik IPE on Facebook, Karizmatik_ME on IG and Twitter. And you can book my funny ass if you really like to. You can hit me up at the Kingz Podcast or on my IG page or Twitter. Okay? See you there.
Yeah, dude. You're getting booked all the time.
I'm trying.
Oh yeah. Should I just go into mine? Okay. Ani_Moush on Instagram and now Twitter. I just joined because the quarantine is making me real bored. So
Yup.
hit me up there
And
as
there's only
well.
so much fucking you can do.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, I'm not speaking for myself. I'm speaking for normal human beings.
Also, check out my Etsy page. It's by Moush on Etsy or by_Moush on Instagram. That's blowing up.
That's because your work is amazing.
Thank you. I'm so excited about that. Shout out to everybody who bought my Mother's Day boxes and shit. That all sold out in like a week. So
Word.
yeah, hit me up for like graphics or
Marketing.
or any kind of art.
She's fucking
related
amazing.
stuff. I got you. That's all I got to plug. And the Kingz Podcast on Instagram.
Pheonix, you got anything to plug?
Yeah. You can find me on Instagram at PH3ONIX89_ on Instagram. Also, shout out 40 Bars and Team Sukiyaki. Find him at I Am Sukiyaki. Find her at 40 Bars.
Team Sukiyaki.
You know, to shout out, shameless plug, Rise and Ashes. We are definitely putting out masks for people who need it as well. So if you're in the area of Boston and you need some essentials and you're not one of the people who got the stimulus package, reach out via Instagram. We got
She'll
some stuff out
stimulate
there
you.
for you.
That's awesome. That's what it's about, helping people.
Pheonix always fucking giving back. Yo. That's why I love this girl, yo.
Yeah, guys, sorry about the fucking plugs. I had to restart my computer last night. Apparently, a bunch of them just deleted from the palette.
No,
that's the
okay.
one
That's
we
okay.
forgot, by the way.
Oh, the plugs.
I put them all back into the palette, and I'm sitting there looking at it. I'm like, what fucking like jingle is missing from this? It's the plugs. That's what it was. Guys, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. It's Irish O'Neal. Follow the STC podcast every Sunday. We just had an amazing episode with the legendary Cassius Morris, so check
was
that.
a great
Dude,
episode.
Cassius
Yes, it
is
was.
fucking insane. This kid has been interviewing people like rock stars and famous rappers since he was like 14. Like Rogan's mentioned him, Diaz has mentioned him. He's a fucking big deal. He's the only, literally, I said it on the podcast, the only person younger than me that I look up to. kid has work ethic like a motherfucker.
Joe, my friend Rogan.
Joe, my friend Rogan, he called him. Guys, so check out the SDC podcast, obviously the Kingz Podcast, the Last Stand Podcast Network, where you can check out those shows, as well as the Elliot from Boston podcast, and many more that we got coming down the lane for you. We're tiptoeing through all the fun like legal stuff, just getting that shit figured out, and then we'll have all the fun stuff coming and rolling your way. We're just trying to get it all figured out. Also, check out my band Danesleaf. We put out our EP Fading Leaves at danesleaf.bandcamp.com. Check out Dragonfire. I just sang and wrote lyrics and mixed that album for them. It's on Spotify and everything. I did. Dragonfire. It's called The Long Night.
Our producer is a monster.
Woo, out here producing like a motherfucker. Also, shout out to Vaden Jones's podcast. He's doing one in this studio called Trash Conspiracies. That's cool. And then Anjan Biswa is doing Midlife ISIS, which is pretty fun and crazy. So check that shit out, guys. And that's that, motherfuckers.
Wait, one more plug. If you guys like the music at the beginning of the podcast, check out my boy E. Los. He has some beautiful tracks for y'all. And Pheonix was bumping to it. Some good music, right?
Really was good.
And definitely got to plug my boy Sukiyaki. Yo, got to have him on, but he's been avoiding me. So coming at you.
Cool.
I think it's time. You think it's time? Ani, you want to start with your story? Because I got a lot of venting to do.
Do
Should we do the principles first?
Oh, I thought it was time to vent about white women.
See,
You know what?
You're getting too excited.
You know, let's
I'm
do.
titillated. I
we,
told you.
we should do the white woman thing because then we can rope back into the typical projection when we get to the principles.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's tell our white woman. We're you know what? It's time for some King story time.
King's story time.
So,
All right.
my story's less about white women and more just about people in general.
A cunt.
Just cunts in general, honestly.
That just happened to be white.
Yeah, this is a little STC right now. This feels a little STC.
Why? Because
We're
you just said the mantra of the SDC podcast
Yeah.
verbatim. We don't care what
I'm
you
gonna
are.
borrow
Just
from
are
my
you
white
good
brother.
or bad?
I'm gonna borrow from my white brother real quick.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so
We should use an
today
SEC
I
drop.
social distance with my best friend for like the first time since quarantine started in Cambridge. And I don't know if most people probably know this that live in this area, but Memorial Drive on Sundays is closed to walk around. So we social distance over there. All was well. I walked her back to my her car. I'm good, thank you. And then I was walking to my car on the sidewalk, and I had moved over to one side because, I'm a courteous fucking person and whatever. We're in a quarantine. Anyways, I don't hear anybody behind me, but apparently some bitch was running behind me, runs to the right of me, like straight up, like almost as if she was going to knock me out, but quarantine. And runs past me, turns around, flips me off, and then continues to run faster, by the way. And now that I'm thinking about this. So there was no need for that.
At all.
Dude, it's such an annoying thing.
We
where
should be
it's-
more considerate now, you motherfuckers.
It's not even just considerate. If you have a problem with someone, don't be a little pussy about it and wait till you're like 50 feet away to be like, nah, and then run away.
Nah, the booby.
Like, and I
or don't run like a fucking rabbit where
dude,
I can't hear you.
It's like the drama I had with that one guy comic. I won't
bunny.
even tell the whole story, but just the condensed version. It's just like this dude was like mouthing off to me online, and I'm like, you don't know me, okay? I'm not like these other little Boston comics where like when this is over, we're gonna see each other in a comedy club and do this like cross the room mean mugging thing and nothing's gonna happen. No, if I see you, I'm gonna come up and get in your fucking face,
This
dude.
is how I know I'm spending too much time with him because
You're getting more confrontational.
In my mind, when she flipped me off, that's in the split second I was like, I'm gonna kick her ass.
What
And
you
then
want,
the
bitch?
split second after that, I was like, I can't wait to call Irish right now.
Yeah, just fuck that disrespect, dude.
I'm like, we're gonna talk shit about this person.
So-
it's gonna be great.
The reason I was harping on the white woman shit, because she used some trigger words, and I'm the last person to start calling out triggers, but she used some trigger words.
Set it up. What's the situation?
So,
when this happened?
Apparently, as I got the full story, woman walks into the pharmacy as she walks in, every twice a week. Okay. And they know her for being a problem, but they still try to service the woman. So she comes up today and she's like, all right, I had a specialty thing sent over here. And you said you returned it, but I can't get any confirmation that it has been returned. Okay. that's nothing we can handle at this level. You're going to have to call corporate. The person then proceeds to badger the pharmacist about how this is her job and she knows that all she has to do is get on the phone with the people and they'll reverse it.
Wait, so just so I'm understanding correctly, because she lost her own receipt, she expects this pharmacist to fix her fuck up.
She sent her prescription to the wrong spot.
Oh, okay, so she would just send it to the wrong place.
So it was naturally sent back.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying? Because they can't fill it there. So after they reversed it within their system, they cannot do any more at the store level. It now has to be handled by whoever handles
like
the
a
system.
doctor level, right? Like it's because it's essentially
Well, I mean, it's
narcotics in a sense, or pharmacist.
Yeah,
So, someone with some sort of doctor-esque background.
Yeah, reversed it. That's the person that reversed it. But now at this level, it's handled at her level. She can't do anything more because it's no longer in her hands electronically. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you want to do this, you literally have to go above her, which she keeps saying. You have to call corporate because that's the next level up from her. She's that high up that's the next level up. The woman's like, I've done that 5 times. I'm like, ma'am, I'm sorry. I still cannot help you because, I mean, if you go to the treasurer and the treasurer's like, I can't help you. You got to go to the king.
English.
Huh?
She speak no English?
No, she speaks perfect English.
Okay.
No,
then-
she's just a dumb bitch.
Yo, like if the treasurer tells you I
Perfect.
can't do anything for you, you
Perfect.
got to go to the king. You go to the king, and the king's like, I can't hear you right now. You can't go back to the treasurer. You know what I mean? He already said this is above me.
People are just dumb, dog.
So
Or no one's just told her no before.
this
and
person
Yeah.
keeps
she's never
going.
had to fucking
This person is in
wrestle
her
with that.
fucking 70s. You've never been told no before. Someone
That's
gets to
part
punch
of
you in
it.
the
That's,
face.
it's part of like an entitlement
Are you asking if
thing
an
too.
old white woman's ever been told no before?
Sometimes
Bro.
I just feel like they have the right to.
Yo, no.
Like,
Keep
I'm
listening.
old, I'm gonna
keep
die, I don't
Listening,
give a
keep
shit.
listening, keep listening. So, like you said, sometimes they feel like they have the right to, right? So the pharmacist goes back and forth with the person for about 30 minutes, right? Before I come over. So I come over and I'm talking with the woman. I'm like, you got to go at this point because you're causing a scene and you're causing a mess and you're basically hostile in the store. Right. And she's like, I'm entitled to a receipt. I'm like, for some shit you didn't pay for? How are you entitled to a receipt? Entitled? You can't use that word in America, white woman.
No, you're like, ma'am, you were totally entitled to that at the other CVS, which you had sent to the wrong one. So sorry, you can be entitled to that stuff when you get it sent to the right CVS and you're here picking it up at the right place. Then you're entitled to picking up your correct stuff. But you or someone fucked up, it's not our problem. Bye.
At the same time, like, so she said that and then proceeds to pull out a phone and stick it in my face. I'm like, yo, I'm not afraid of being on camera. I'm a fucking comic. I could go viral. This is nice. Like, I would have no problem with this shit going viral. Let's do this. So I keep all my positivity. You know, I'm like, ma'am, you got to go at this point. Like, we can't help you. If she keeps going in the circle, keep going in the circle. So eventually the pharmacist calls the police.
Yeah.
So the police arrive.
Which they're going to be extra pissed off because it's a pandemic's going on and this woman's fucking nitpicking over some cunt hair bullshit she could handle in an hour on the phone max. But no, she's got to make a fucking scene because she's a bitch.
Dude. So the pharmacist, and as the police officers walk in, someone else has now tried to explain to the woman several times as to why she can't get her prescription. And it's going in circles. So
At this point, you just start taking joy in the fact that you're like, oh, I can't wait for the cop to come remove you.
the
bitch.
cops walk up in the middle of her like 7th explanation, right? And she goes for 2 more. So the cop hears those 2, right? Turns to me and he's like, "Did she pay for anything, sir?" I said, "Not a damn thing." He says, "You gotta leave, ma'am."
Bye-bye. Thanks for playing. Bye-bye.
The fuck you
gotta
mean?
leave, man.
The bitch takes 2 steps, turns, and starts yelling at the
Can we
pharmacist
make
again.
that a drop? You gotta leave, man.
Timestamp. I'm going to make that a drop.
Because sometimes it's too much. Like, no.
Dom, if you're in the comments, can you timestamp that?
Like,
Thank
I don't
you.
even have the pay. Like, to me, if I got there and it was like, the anger wouldn't be in taking it out on the employees. It would be just me leaving. I'd be like, ugh, fuck this, and I'd leave.
The fact of the matter is, had she come in calmer, the pharmacist would have gotten on the phone.
Probably. That's the thing people don't understand. With any customer service, it's like the best you can do is when you come in right after they've dealt with a shitty person and then you play the nice card because then you're going to get extra because then they're just like, oh, let me give this normal I was going to give them as abundance of extra to you. As long as you're respectful. Anytime I get on the phone with people, like, yes, ma'am, yes,
It's
sir.
a pandemic going on.
Yeah.
Like, bitch, I ain't supposed to be here. No way.
5 extra
Yo.
words of
See,
being
you
polite.
guys have said it's a
doesn't gonna kill
pandemic
you.
out here and that people should be understanding, but like we have an hour for elderly people. And the amount of people that try to get in the store in that hour that aren't elderly are excruciating. Because we've had signs up for weeks.
Yep. And they walk in with a giant sign not reading it.
Yo, and like everybody just put me to shame at this point. Like this black lady walks in and I say black because if I'm gonna hate on women, I gotta hate on black people too. Shit. So she walks in and I'm like, and at this point I'm trying to explain to a person that they can't have their backpack on because we don't want any foreign bags inside the store.
That's reasonable.
And she walks in and she gets in a business that's not hers. She's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Ma'am, read the sign." And she's like, "What does the sign say?" I said, "Ma'am, if you just read the sign." She says, "Yes, but what does the sign say?" I'm like, "The sign's right there on the door, ma'am." She says, "Can you tell me what the sign says?" At this point, I gave up. I can't.
I
do more
could,
than
but someone
three in a row.
printed it specifically, so I don't have to say
After
it to
three,
you.
I'm thoroughly annoyed. You know what I mean? I have a rule of three, so I tell her what the fucking shit says. It says no fucking backpacks, and she walks the fuck off. But like, bitch, you can't read.
Maybe not.
Like then that has to be dealt with too.
Just because she got a backpack doesn't mean she can read.
She didn't even have one of those. She was just getting business that wasn't hers.
I don't have time.
I'm just saying, yo. She could have been your sister. I'm just saying.
Speaking
Yeah.
of, let's get to the next stories.
So, Pheonix, we're gonna pop this off. What is your dating history look like?
Oh my gosh.
Should we do principles?
Should we do principles first?
Let's jump into principles real quick.
Yes, you can
This
mull
is
that
a little
over for a
time
second.
because it looks like you need another drink.
So here we fucking go. So we got I was gonna tell you too. I didn't fucking tell you this off camera. I was gonna tell you. I thought you did awesome last week with the principles where you were asking Jay like how he incorporated them. I think you should do that going forward. That's really good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
It was great. I didn't give you that note off camera, and I was like, fuck. Anyways, so the principles. These are the principles that we say that you need. It's really success in life, but specifically we're talking about getting these ladies. First and foremost, confidence. You have to have confidence to get these ladies. You gotta be like a salesman, right? If you're selling something to someone, if I'm like, hey, buy this mouse, it's cool. I'm not gonna give a fuck. But if I'm like the ergonomics, but if I just start going into all the details and I look like I've put in the time and the work, the confidence, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't care if you buy it or not, but I'm gonna give you the spiel of what the fucking sale is. You gotta believe in what you're buying what you're selling if they're gonna buy it.
If you don't want to fuck you, who gonna want to fuck you?
Yep.
You know what I mean? If you ain't able to go in the room and give yourself a 10-minute tug session, who gonna do that for you? If you can't sell yourself a little bit of love on the side, well, you know who gonna show you some side love?
The confidence is that you go in knowing what you're selling. You don't care if they're buying or not. If they reject you, cool. Have a great night. It's you walk in knowing that you're not afraid of the rejection. You're not afraid of the L.
So Pheonix, I would have to ask you this: would you say that a lot of the guys in your history have shown confidence? Is that what has drawn you to them?
Yes, I say that plays a key part of being confident. But I've also from my history, everything has been changed around. Like there's been different journeys and pieces, and now I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, now I understand it. So anything I do moving forward, that's on me, because I completely understand the game now. So it's so for me, confidence plays a big role. And you also have to think about overconfidence and then the make-believe confidence. And that's something too. So there's this little thing that people go by as fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Some people should stop that.
Because you can fake it wrong. And also just faking in general, it's going to get exposed.
Because you can fake it till you break it. You know what I'm saying? You can fake it till you break it. You know, you won't always make it. It's not for everybody.
The fake is meant to be temporary.
But exactly, it was meant to be temporary.
Yeah.
But when you start making it a final thing and a consistent practice, it's really bad.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
And I would have to say our second principle is honesty. I would say be up and full frontal with what you want. You know what I mean? If you know that a monogamous relationship is what you're looking for, I would say put that to them. Let them know what you're thinking. If you can't do the monogamy thing, I would say also there are a lot of women that are very understanding of that, and as long as you talk to them, I mean, they're willing to work with you on that. Yeah. So I mean, complete and utter honesty is what's going to get you there. Yes, it's going to lose you some
and it's hard sometimes because they might check every fucking box except for that one, but you gotta be willing to go. There might be someone that checks every box and that one also. If they go, this is the perfect person, but that's the sticking point. Is that are you really gonna be happy if you're having to compromise what you really want?
And you gotta define what does that honesty look like?
Yeah.
Because someone will say well, she didn't ask me about what I was doing after work. So me not telling her that I ran into so-and-so and had dinner with so-and-so shouldn't be an issue because it never crossed my mind that it was important. That always seems to be a key piece of the honesty level that you have. Like,
That's very,
lies of omission.
That is very fucking
Lies
important. In
of
fact, I don't
omission.
think anyone's brought that up before, believe it or
No one
not.
has.
Like, there's a lot. I've encountered that even with several women where they go like, "Oh, well, you didn't ask me about that," and it's like, well, to them they go like, "Well, it's not a lie because you didn't ask me, so there wasn't an opportunity for me to be dishonest about it. So how am I lying?" But it's like, okay, but you didn't. Like, you should still be able to communicate that. Like, if you're just going on an innocent, like, "Oh, I'm gonna have dinner with so and so," even if it's last minute, you go, "Hey, I just ran into so and so. Are you cool with that?" Like.
Right.
If you were afraid to do that, then inherently I go, there's something more here.
Yeah. Very, very true. And Ani, would you like to hit us with the last one?
Yeah, so our third principle is social intelligence. So what we mean by that is like basically be interesting, have something to say, have hobbies.
Bring something to the table.
Bring something to the table when you're approaching someone, a female, anybody really. Like, don't just be like, "Oh, the sky is blue. It's nice out today." Like, no one gives a fuck. We always advocate be funny. That usually
I think it's the best weapon.
in all of our experience. It's worked the best. So
Women like a funny guy.
I don't know. And most people, I mean, if you don't like funny, I don't know.
You're off.
I think you're a little
literally,
off. That's just me.
Literally, like,
some people don't get comedy though, and that's different. But
I
Not
take
getting
I think
comedy
that's-
and being funny are
and
two
being
different things.
Exactly.
It's still two different things.
You can always try to work something in.
like literally, I take my cues and most of this from Patrice O'Neal, and look at him. He wasn't a good looker, but he got fucking hot women, and you go, "There's something here," and because he made a point, he's like, "I got tired." He's like, "I don't want to smile. I'm a fat dude." He's like, "I don't want to smile my way into pussy."
Yeah.
I
It won't
don't wanna
work.
have to do that.
Having the conversation piece is a key thing.
Yeah.
It's like right off the bat, I always tell people, listen, I'm an organizer.
I need a man.
So if you voted for Trump, don't talk to me. Like, there's some conscious things that I go by. Like, you can't just slander XYZ because I'm that person who's gonna slap you.
Yeah.
So it's like, there's that piece, and then I need that comedy. Like, if my life is just this boom, 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 like, if I'm just with this person, I want him to laugh at, because I laugh at funny fucked up shit.
Yeah.
You got it. What?
Yeah.
Like,
You can't be outside saying it out loud.
Yeah.
Damn, you can.
I'm going to say it out loud. Who the fuck? Like,
Nah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, when you're in the public eye and stuff like that, we can't, I can't laugh
because
at
some
it.
people
I'm
don't
like,
get
oh,
it. Some people don't get it. It's just you're like,
and sit here and be like, babe, look at this little ugly ass.
you know what I'm saying? Like, have y'all ever seen a baby so ugly? You're like, I don't want to have kids anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, yo. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Everybody's baby is beautiful.
Until they ugly, and then they ugly. That's an ugly ass baby.
or it's like-
Too fail baby. Like,
That's like, or I got this friend Dan who had this shirt he bought it years ago, and it says like at least 5 years ago he bought it. It says "Bring Back the Plague 2020," and he like,
well, it's here.
and he posted he's like, well, fuck, now I got to make it my profile picture because I mean,
Yo,
but obviously some people are like, oh, that's insensitive, and it's like, come on,
It's a joke.
it's a shirt, it's a t-shirt.
No. Like,
So many people got their panties up their ass. Like, take it from chicks, yo.
Yo, I can't stand those pictures that they share on Facebook.
With their panties up their ass? What's
No.
going on?
It's like, it'll be like
I know
it'll be
exactly
like
what you're talking about.
ugly little child, and they'll be lying and be like, something's wrong with this kid. They shit wrong.
Yeah, his parents are ugly as shit.
They're like,
Can
look
you
at this
get 6,000
beautiful
likes?
angel.
Then I see some shit. It was like, nobody wished my son a happy birthday today. Can I get 6,000 likes on a happy birthday?
No, nigga.
That
Fuck your little
is
nigga.
some white people
That nigga ugly as shit.
shit.
Like, I'm sorry. Like,
Bullshit.
Like,
I
I'm
swear to
sorry.
God,
If
I swear
I
only
can
white
get on
people do
stage and
that.
call myself ugly, I can damn sure call your baby ugly. I don't give a fuck.
Also, that is I mean, sometimes it's fact, but like, also your opinion, you're allowed to say that.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
You have a
I know
ugly
people
baby?
forget that we're allowed to disagree
Yeah.
and like still
Yeah.
be civil.
Yeah.
Oh, you triggered me by saying you're wrong? Fuck you.
Well, it's like Big J has a joke about that in one of his specials where he's talking about, he's like, man, it's like, it makes it so hard to do comedy because he's like, some of that shit you can't even prepare for. He's like, I could do a bit, and I'm butchering his bit, but he's like, I could do a bit something so mundane about something like Highlights magazine. He's like, you remember Highlights magazine? Like back in the day, it was like everyone saw that shit, and he's like, and everyone could laugh, but maybe one person in the audience, when they were like 6, was raped by their uncle, and all they were looking at the whole time was a highlights magazine. And then they sit up and they're like, no, this is not okay. And it's like, for you, it's not okay. But the joke's not about you. It's like, unfortunately, like, I remember Pablo Francisco. I do vocals in a death metal band. I do all the scary fucking shit. And it's like, Pablo Francisco does a bit making fun of that shit. And I laughed hard at that because I was like, oh shit, that's fun. Like, I didn't go like, oh, how dare he make fun of something sacred to me? Blah, like,
no, and like to that
laugh
point,
at yourself.
To that point, I can't. Like I've said it a few times. I don't respect like, let's say, white comics that can't make a black joke. You know what I mean? Because like, I want to be included.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're funny. We do funny shit.
Bring it back to white women. It's a lot of problem I have with a lot of the white women comics because their material is only funny to other white women. And then they're like, oh, the men are being a bunch of misogynists. It's like, no, your material doesn't include us at all.
At all.
Like, why would I get your material? It's only for other white women.
Facts. I mean, it's hard. You have to add that perspective, and then, like.
And you can have jokes just for like a demographic,
but
then,
bring me into your world.
But
first.
like, if you're neglecting one demographic, again, that's fine. But just understand that demographic isn't going to laugh at your shit because they don't have any connection to it.
Right.
But also, like, unless it's something so niche, I feel like you're not allowed at such a, I don't want to say young age, but like a young comic age to be like, this is my one demographic. Like, you have to build your skills.
Yeah, you don't
about
know what you're
different
good at yet.
rooms and stuff. Like, you can't just have jokes about that one thing. And like, I mean, I'm guilty of doing that too.
I think
but
it depends on
still.
what your platform is that you're trying to design as well too.
Exactly.
If
yeah.
you're trying to be a local comedian in just an urban area, then you're going to put jokes out there that you know that attracts to just that demographic. But if you are trying to be a world, like, you know, you're going to think about everything. Okay, so Kevin Hart has taken his life and breaking it down, and then he's also built, you know what I'm saying, some steps within society, and he mixes it up. You have a lot of people who are taking what's happening in current society and applying it to their jokes. Like, okay, people like that, but you should know, make a background about where you're going.
Yeah.
You're not going to go to this area or this bar that's known for having a highly group of feminist women, and you're going to deliver certain materials.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you
really have
can.
to
It
do
probably
your
just
homework.
won't go over well.
Exactly.
But exactly.
If
You have
you're
to have
gonna
that
do it,
awareness.
If you're going to do it, you got to have the alley-oop real quick.
Yeah.
If
You have to have the
drop a
social
bombshell,
intelligence.
Because you know they're gonna light you up.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's gonna bring
Yeah.
attention
Well-
to you either way, which is kind of a smart move when you really think
But
about it.
at the same time,
but
in
still,
terms
you
of
have to
in
kind
terms
of
of performing
the
and like giving a
devil.
good show, that's where like where we're talking about the principles, like social intelligence comes into
Yeah.
play. You got to be able to read a room.
Like as a comic, you have many more jokes than your set list. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Work some of those in if you know that they might not drop in this room. You know what I mean?
Like before the fucking pandemic end, like the thing I was doing the last like 2 months is before I would go up, I'd spend like 20 minutes just looking at the audience and like trying to figure out like if there's some sort of crowd work angle I could work in, because like people just inherently are going to be more engaged if you like directly engage them. Like people shit on crowd work, but crowd work, like, audience wants to be involved.
Yes.
That's why you have hecklers. Now, most people are respectful enough to not like just fucking open their mouth during a show, but some people do. But it's not necessarily because some people are just doing it because they're a piece of shit. Some people are doing it because they're just having a good time. They're feeling so much energy they want to give that back to you. So I like when I can, like, if I see someone where I go like, oh, this person looks like this, or I can make a joke about this and it'll click for everyone in the room. Like, I like that kind of shit. But at the same time, part of that scanning the room is going like, is there something I like can or can't say, or like I have like look at my set list and I go, this will go over well, this won't go over well. Like, what jokes can I sub in?
It's funny because like in a group of like predominantly white women, I won't use any of my trans jokes. In a room full of trans people or gay people,
Yeah,
I'll
flies
use my
perfectly.
trans jokes. It works beautifully.
Because again, well, this is the thing. When it comes to comedy, white women are ISIS.
Oh my god.
They really are.
God.
Because it's like exactly your point. It's like, why are you upset at jokes that I tell to my trans friends and they find funny? You're not trans. Like, why are you being their defender? Shut up, white woman.
Yeah, like, can you give me the chance to be offended first before you become over the white knight?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's the culture of comedy for us, especially for in black and brown culture. Like for us, comedy relief, music, entertainment is how we grieve, is how we build, is how we love, and
How we
it's
learn.
kinda
It's
like
everything.
How we learn. So it's like, you know, I'm remembering like at a deep funeral that we were having for our family when they had somebody go up there, and the person was singing, and the person was dear to us who passed away. And the person started singing, and he was this big fella. He was really big and tall, and he just started, and I just started laughing. And my siblings started laughing, and we're like, but now everybody's looking at us, so I'm just like looking as if we're crying louder, like, like going through it. But I'm like, yo, this is the comedy is where we come from with it. And so I feel like a lot of people try to like raise the whole, oh, this is offensive, because to deflect the dumb shit that they've done. Y'all
because they feel uncomfortable with it or some shit, and it's like, well, maybe this isn't for you. Like, who are you to determine that I can't say this? Maybe this is it for someone.
White women shouldn't say shit for the next 4 years. Y'all put Trump in office.
I'll write your name on the fucking 2020 ballot just for that.
Have we got Pheonix on our side by now?
Let's not play that game. We're not confused. We're not confused at all. We're not confused at all.
At first, she was defending him. Like, no.
Oh
Dude,
my God.
Like Lewis has that bit in his special where he's like, white women have done this slick shit where they've somehow made themselves also minority, and he's like, yes, we're white women, we have the same plight as the black man, and it's like, God bless your souls, white women.
Somebody has like I forget who it is, it'll come to me, but someone has a joke about Brooklyn and how like white women like turned it to like something that like it used to be this like big bad like place, and now it's like, it's Brooklyn, it's cute. Like
I have a white woman story for you.
Oh, drop it. Tell us.
So
Hell yeah, Pheonix throwing her hat in the ring. Fuck yeah.
and then I have a question. I just need to say that out loud so I don't forget. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So I do work with all these different youth groups, and we travel and we come together for conferences. There was a conference that has predominantly white women in it. And I'm always kind of questioning them, like, I know y'all want to be cool with me, but I need to understand where y'all stand on certain things.
Well, before we can be cool.
Exactly.
Because a lot of it's that fake, like, hey, girl, blah, 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 blah. And you're like,
so during this
can we be cool?
conference, it was tested.
Yes.
So, I want to
call
give
their
a little
bullshit.
shout out. So, before we throw them under the bridge, you want to, shout out to my old ladies because they held it down. So there is a group of women who go by the American Revolutionary Daughters. The daughters of the American Revolution.
Yo.
North or south? North or south?
That's some Connecticut shit. That's some
I thought it was some Mason-Dixie shit.
So they happened to be at the hotel the same time we were there for our conference. And they had me set up the registration table, and I was like, okay, let me set up everything. And I had the chairs and I had bags on the chair. Okay. Well, one of the women walks over. She moves all the bags.
Oh boy.
She sits down, turns and looks at me and says,
my butt cheeks just got tight.
So what's this all about?
My cheeks just got tight,
I
you guys.
At this lady, like, first of all, bitch.
What?
So I peep one of my old ladies, and I'm like, so y'all not all right? Because if I go, I'm not stopping. So y'all just understand if I open my mouth right now. So I look at her.
If it's on, it's on. You don't call it off once it's
I'm
on.
like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. What is you doing? You don't.
See, she gets me totally. I'm 100% like that. Once the gloves come off, they don't go back on till it's done.
Iris, I just figured it out. You're a black woman.
Pause.
I'm just saying, like.
It actually makes a lot of sense.
Iris, I never noticed it before.
He asked me to braid his hair every night. I swear to God. Dead ass. Dead ass.
Y'all don't get slapped.
Y'all need to watch him. Now watch. In your time here, I'm going to ask you after the show's over if he's a black woman. Watch. I'm going to ask you. Watch.
I'm not liable for it.
Please continue your story.
But no, it was one of those moments where they had to step up because it was like, y'all have to address this lady and tell her to get the fuck up.
Yeah, y'all get her before I do.
So the others looked at me, then the other one was like, actually, this is a registration table and you're actually taking a seat and you actually have to remove yourself.
Yup.
And she was just like, and she looked at me and I was just like, why are you looking at me? I looked at her dead in her face and I was like, why are you looking at me?
I got candy in my eyes, bitch.
To you. I said, my mother taught me, because she's older than me. I'm like, my mother taught me if somebody's talking to you, you look at them. Why are you looking at me? And I walked away because, no, bitch.
I'm going to marry Pheonix after this episode. You're done on it. I'm in love.
I was so mad, but I don't you don't. Sometimes
They say
it's
the
just
blacker the berry.
It's the power of the other people who are around you. Like, shout out to my white people who know how to just deal with that situation because we not about to.
No, you see, I call those people just people because they've transcended color. You know, if you can see the plight of other human beings that don't look like you just a person
That's what
in
I'm
my
saying.
eyes. You know what I'm saying?
They
you
saw
just a person. You ain't a
their
color.
friend-
You ain't a color at all.
Yeah,
you know
their
what I
friend
mean?
was being a cunt, and they checked her on it.
I wish I can be that person to say you're not a color at all, but you are.
Yeah.
I live in a world where this is what it is, and so because that's what it is, if we want to fight for that so much, if y'all want to see everybody in no color, then you need to get into this fight, right? Absolutely.
No, I'm saying that the
That's
ones that
just
are in
what
the
it
fight,
is.
I see you as no color. The ones that are in the fight, the ones that understand the struggle, I see you as no color. You know what I'm saying?
'Cause
If you out here,
I'll never set up white people to be in a space where you will get challenged. You will get challenged every single step of the way, which means everybody who you're around, when you're not around these people, they should be able to be building up your knowledge and have
Yes.
those conversations with you to see where your alignment is. Because when you get down with the squad and they sit down and they look at you and they have them conversations, it means something to pass that blunt to you.
Facts.
Yes,
Because they're
it
in
does.
solidarity on a whole nother level.
Honestly, it's a big reason I fuck with Karizmatik because I know he's never gonna yes man me.
ever.
Yeah.
I fucking hate yes man.
People have seen us go. You guys have seen us
it's
get
why-
into it on screen.
It's why Prince fucking died because people around him just like, yes sir, and then they just like, no one was like, hey Prince, fucking chill out with like whatever you're taking and shit, and he fucking died because everyone's like, oh, the gravy train, keep it going, no one wants to get cut off. Fuck that. Karizmatik is a good friend of mine. He'll tell me if I'm on some bullshit or whatever.
my shit
I love
is-
it. That's
my
why I keep him around. I don't fuck with fake motherfuckers.
My thing is
That's some
love
real
is
shit.
love is critique. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Yes.
If I'm with you, I want to make you better. I want to make you that person that you.
He doesn't
wanna
need
be,
to
you know what I'm
compliment me.
saying?
We're friends
Yes.
already.
Yeah,
Yes.
Like you
I already
know
know I like you. Now you can hear the bad shit about you.
He's
You can hear the shit you need to work on now. You know what I mean?
we're friends. I know he's never coming from a place of like, oh, fuck you, exit strategy or whatever. It's like, we're friends. So, like, I never, anytime he says something to me, I go, okay, move the ego aside. What is he saying? Like, it's just that simple.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got to throw another hat in the ring. I got a Spanish chick story.
Woo! Get them all. Go after
Before you say
'em.
that, before you
Yeah.
say that, you had a question.
Thank you.
Ooh, no, that's beautiful. I like
Thank
that. I like
you.
that. Women working together, that shit makes me
I'm
hot
so
and heavy.
happy you
Ooh.
said that because I was just about to check him and I was
That-
like,
that
it'll
shit-
be so much sweeter
Well,
if
they
Phoenix
they
does
do
it.
they do work together. We don't.
That shit made me wet, yo. That shit made,
Yo.
two women working together, that shit made me wet. Y'all wanna hold hands real quick?
You know what?
That was delicious.
It's a big difference.
That's why I like threesomes. That setup was perfect.
50?
Oh.
Two
Oh,
episodes
man.
now?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that setup was
my
perfect. That setup
God.
was perfect. They
That was
agreed
good.
up until they
Anyways.
didn't.
Honestly, that's a big difference between men and women, though. Is like women do have this sense of
You
like
see the disrespect he keeps talking
sisterhood. I'm gonna let you go. I'm just pointing that out because
I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish.
Listen, you're less of a stoner fuck than me, so you'll remember shit. I won't. It'll just fucking.
Even
No,
though
but
we've been smoking the same amount today, but go on.
I know you're still somehow more responsible in that sense.
Yeah.
Y'all have this sense of like
skipped on the
sisterhood
blunt twice.
among women. Like women will band together. Like guys will throw each other in the bus. We don't give a fuck.
Hell yeah, for pussy.
For pussy, like him and I be fucking close friends for like 10 years, and then the pussy will come on board and we'll go.
Women are like,
Karizmatik's a piece of shit.
women are like, we got the pussy already. All we gotta do is not let them have it. Like they be like, keep them away, keep them away. Give it to them when they good only. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Right.
Sorry, go ahead.
Right. Oh.
Since this is a relationship podcast, before we get into other stories, I want to make sure that we talked about the principles. So we talked about them, but we didn't get your opinion on the last one. Like, so in your past experience, I want to know, do all of these principles sort of apply? Do you feel like one's missing in other relationships that didn't work?
And the last one you said was
Social intelligence.
social intelligence. So yeah, we spoke a little bit about needing like the comedic relief and needing to have somebody to unwind with.
Yes.
I definitely understand that self-love is important. I feel as though at times we go out and we go and we take in what the society is telling us we need to find in a relationship, and then we go outside with our empty insides looking for someone to fill our insides, but we have not yet filled our
Oh, I
insides.
feel inside.
Absolutely.
I feel
That's
inside.
so
You
true.
know, what do you like to eat? What is your favorite color? Where do you like to go read at? What is your sightseeing? Because if you don't do that, then you're gonna go into a relationship and you're gonna let that person to overflow his fridge into yours.
Yeah.
Or her fridge into
Facts.
yours.
Preach.
And then you're like, damn, you feel so clustered because you feel like everything is his.
It's RuPaul.
or
You wanna
everything
hear
feel
something
like it's
weird and
hers
fucked
'cause
up?
You've never addressed
Let her
it.
finish.
Sorry, I just wanted to throw in
Thank
on her
you.
point. one thing that's weird and fucked up. So you remember how I've talked that my kink actually allows me to slow down and like actually walk through these things because like I'm a big ass guy. So like at the end of the day, I'm like, yo, will she let me fuck her butt?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're
so like,
he's an ass over pussy guy.
yeah, I mean,
Like
somebody's gotta be.
no ass is a deal breaker for you.
Affirmative, Captain. So I just needed to hit with that.
Clip that. I'm gonna clip that, Tom.
Well, and to your point, it's like what
Can you go
like
live comments, please? Thank you.
But
Yeah,
like to that I mean, so to find out that information, I gotta go slow. Anyways, you can't be like, yo, will you let me stick in your ass? Nah, you gotta find out more about the person. Anyways, so that
Baller.
like I have to go slow. You know what I mean? So like it's been a luxury and a curse at the same time. You know, so like but like I've learned a lot from it. Because I have to have those deep conversations with you to get to that point. You know what I mean? To get to that trust level where you're like, all right, maybe I can try this, or yes, I can say yes to him. You know what I mean? So I literally have to reach trust with you to like
You have
to
to
even
build a
get fulfillment.
foundation.
For me to get fulfillment.
Right.
So
And that's the piece that's like for me that you need in the other person. I need the person to have gone on the journey like I've gone on the journey with me. I own my responsibility. It's not just, oh yeah, I'm getting into a relationship with you. It's more so like I owe it to myself.
we're in this with
to
each
get
other.
into a exactly to get in. No, but before even the each other piece, what is the you that's bringing to the
Right.
table?
well, it's like what
literally
RuPaul
at
says.
this
How can you
table?
love anybody else if you don't love yourself?
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
And also
how
the
If you
way
don't
are
love yourself, how the hell
what,
can you
what
love
is the
anybody
herbs?
else?
What are the places of growth that you identify in yourself too that you want to enhance with this person? And then yes, I'm a strong believer. Like hell yeah, like I'm nasty, so I want to be with the person that's gonna be pulling me to
It's
my
gonna match
full
that shit, yeah.
potential.
Yeah.
But that's not gonna be everybody. That can't just
You're a boss bitch. As I say, I like hanging around with boss bitches because like they like yeah, a lot of you guys struggle in the love life, but that's because you guys don't like a lot of you guys are looking for a guy that's on your level. No, you need a guy that compliments you. And he might not
That
be at your
adds to
level.
your life,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean?
If you're already winning in your finance and your business and shit like that, maybe you need a guy that can just calm you
But
the fuck
you know
down
what
at the
it
end
is?
of the day.
You
You
know
know what I
what it is?
mean? But you looking for a guy that's gonna match you financially. You don't need that. What you need is a guy that's gonna calm you down so you can go to work the next fucking day and kill it again.
But you know what it is? It's
And
like,
I'm like Carol Baskin.
You gonna feed people to
I'll
tigers?
be very clear with you how I want to run my zoo real quick. I'm outside with the whole
you know what it
piece
is
of
too
that.
is like Patrice brought this point up is like a difference in dating white and black women is like a lot of people go to white women because they're fucking easy. They're fucking easy on the front end in terms of dealing with, but like hear me out though. Like tell me if you disagree. Like white women are easy to deal with on the front end, but then like as he brought up, that's why they're nitpicking and shit.
Pheonix, he's right.
And wait, and that's
Just
why.
let him finish.
Hang on,
I'll
and-
explain it to you.
hang
I'll
on.
explain it to
And
you.
that's why a
Hold
lot
on.
of
I'll explain it to you.
white guys
You'll
end
agree.
up killing their fucking wives. Now, black women are more difficult to deal with on the front end. However, the love runs deeper, so the loyalty's deeper. So a lot of people aren't willing to deal with the calisthenics, so to speak, to get through that, to get to the loyalty.
Why are most billionaire white guys married to black women?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Why are most billionaire white men married to black women?
Why are they? Because of the stability.
Because they're loyal.
Because of the loyalty.
No matter how you built that million, she's not going anywhere.
White women aren't like.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want to say that they're not loyal. I don't want to touch that. But, like, the fact of the matter is, like, yeah, it's harder to get in a relationship. Like, there's all that trust. There's all that strength that they had to build up just to survive. You know what I'm saying?
They've had to deal with bullshit. Patrice, you
So-
say there's nothing you can do to a black woman for the first time and she'll leave you.
Because
Like,
it's
she's
not the
dealt-
first time.
she's
It's
dealt
not the
with
first
that
time.
horseshit
Y'all have dealt with a
before.
lot of shit in your lives.
Well, because it gets passed down to you. Like,
Yeah, I'm not denying any of
You
that.
know what I mean?
I'm not denying any of the reasons. I'm
So-
saying
No,
this is the way it is.
I'm adding to that, just to your reasoning. That makes a lot of sense because, like, you find like post-generational trauma gets passed down from generation to generation. So that it's the same thing. You know what I mean? Where you feel like you have to work more.
So hear me out real quick. The whole easier to deal with, that shit goes out the window. Okay,
How so?
in one section, we have a situation in which black men and black and brown men have underwent so much mental pieces that they have not dealt with. And black women then are faced to date within this pool of men and try to fix you and XYZ. Now
Well, because
remember, this
there's
is
a
one
weird
section.
stigma too in
This is
terms
one
of getting
section.
like the
These-
emotional help and
These
stuff.
black men find refuge within these white women who
Yes.
will not challenge those pieces.
That's exactly
in which that they're
exactly
going.
what I'm saying.
Hold on a second. I'm not done yet. They will find refuge to these white women who I guarantee you at times then it'll spill out like their anger are
Facts.
spiraling because they feel like there's no connection because no matter what, you cannot run from your skin color and they will not have nobody to run to. Then you have another boat of manipulation. And of a lot of black men running to that because it's easier to manipulate. It's easier to get that little income tax. It's easier to get that little one, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you have other people who do see it as they only judge black women as a pool of the ratchetness or whatever that they see, and they choose to just judge everybody as a pool, and so they run to these white women.
See,
You know
I
what
think
it's
there's
like?
one more pool. There's one more pool.
Wait, but you know what that's like?
Hold on, hold on.
Because
There's one
she's
more
dead
pool
on.
there's one more pool that a lot of black women seem to disregard because growing up, I was only picked on by black women. And I hear this trauma from a lot of black men. So even before we get to dating y'all, we're afraid of y'all.
But the picking on
You
is,
understand what I'm
the
saying?
picking on is
and
what
I'm
I'm
not.
talking
We're
about.
not
It's the
picked
testing.
on. You're testing me at a young age like that, where I'm not being tested by anybody else. So everybody else is seeming easier or easier to deal with. I don't want to be made
But-
fun of constantly.
but
I
that-
don't
you know
want
what
to
that
be
is,
belittled
though?
constantly. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I
the.
don't enjoy that shit.
That's not.
I truly don't enjoy that.
I'd argue in general that's a man issue because we've always talked about in the past where there's this timeline sync up that's fucked up where guys have all this fuck energy, and we put all, and then by the time that like women are ready to like just like throw like fuck down like easily, like we're kind of like tired out. Like when guys get in their 40s and so like when women hit their 40s, they're like they're like, yeah, we're ready for sex and shit, like just blah blah blah. But we had all that energy when we're in our 20s when women are more selective and they have to be. So then there's this weird
Yeah, we just don't time up.
our time up our time doesn't sync up correctly where there's a bit of resentment almost where you're like guys just have this resentment towards women where we're like, fuck, like where was all of this when I had this fuck energy like 10 years ago, 15 years ago? And it's just an unfortunate thing where we just don't time out correctly. But I think you're exactly right. It's like it's the white women are easy because they don't fucking challenge you. It's like that's exactly like and you know what it is? It's exactly like the point we always make where we talk about Patrice's shark penguin analogy, right? Where it's like you have an alpha guy who's like a shark and a woman who's a shark, and they get tired of dealing with an alpha guy, so they go and fuck with these beta guys who are penguins, and they're like, the penguins are like their food, and they're like, I can eat you, I can manipulate you, I can do whatever I want with you because you're a beta guy, you'll do whatever the fuck I want. But they're leading the relationship, and then they come back to the shark thing. That's what she's talking about, I think, is the equivalent on the woman end, where like they're the shark, and the black men are going to these white women who are the penguins because the penguins aren't challenging them. And then they come back to a shark who's like, hey, let's get back to fucking shark business, bitch.
I would not disagree with that. I would not, like, I mean, honestly, the reason is that, I mean, even when I say trauma, it's still that's still the reason because it ends up easier to deal with. It's like I remember all this trauma that I suffered at a young age with these people. Like if I don't have to deal with them, why would I? But at the same time, those are the people that like. I had a black girlfriend that stayed with me in the hospital when I had a blood clot. You know what I mean? Like and shit like that. Like I haven't really dated any white women like that, but like, you know, like I've seen it firsthand. You know, like.
I want to also add to like what Pheonix was saying too, like that same nature of like relationships between. So I'm Armenian, and a lot of like cultures in that area have that same kind of like dynamic that you're talking about too. So I feel that 100% where you have this like expectation like from the other gender of like, you know, in your culture too, and it gets tiresome. So that's why I feel like a lot of people look elsewhere in like other cultures and stuff too.
Oh yeah, we're fighting for the same culture that abuses, hates us, our own complexion, would rather go for a lighter skin. Like, trust me, we're in that. Doesn't mean that we have to stop fighting for it. And,
hell yeah.
And it's like so many different levels with it. But when it comes to the relationship dating pool, just roping it back with me. I don't know. I stay away from people who are too much into themselves, like a Leo type of mentality.
Okay.
Like, I kind of stay away from that. I like somebody who's intact with the world. Like, you don't have to be so disconnected to the world, but
grounded,
like, you know, it matters. Like, you know what's
See, I've seen her gravitate towards foreign men.
Yeah.
African, Caribbean, like she likes that foreign energy.
When you say foreign and I say foreign, it's like I think you're talking about, but it's always this different thing.
No, what you mean?
Yeah. Well, like when I think foreign, I think of like my type of foreign. But when you think foreign, I'm just like always thinking in my head my foreign.
No, I'm including them all, but like
I know.
but like Like, I didn't know if she had dated any other type of foreign. I do know that she's into African men. I do know that she's into, like, Haitian men, you know.
Not really.
Not really.
Honestly, I've never dated a Haitian man before.
African men we're a thing, right?
Nigerian men. I've dated a Dominican man.
We're a vibe, yo. No, we are a vibe.
Yeah, I
we
believe
really
you.
are. I mean, you've been
I
with me
know.
this entire time. Like,
They're pretty lit.
yo. Like, it's a different type of, like, we're comfortable in our skin.
And Southern men too. They're
There you
awesome.
go.
Oh my god.
Southern black, Southern white.
Southern black. I've never dated a white man.
Would you try it?
Uh,
Even if they had luscious hair? Most black women go for the hair.
there's this one white dude.
Irish is missing out right now.
He is.
He's
He
gonna be
is.
so mad.
There's always this thing about them. It's like they never. I can never find a. Well, no. There's this one white dude. He's awesome. He's totally awesome. Like I would definitely date like a white dude like him, because he's like open to himself. He likes what he likes, and he's like down with like all the like understandings of social justice and stuff. And he doesn't try to be something he's not. And that's what I run into. I run into like white men who there's a difference between you actually loving a black woman because you love this person in front of you, or you just having this
Fetishizing them.
fetish.
Yeah.
That's that's highly disgusting to me, because that's what switches the sex from it being this nice sensual sex to it being like this is
See,
disgusting.
women
Yeah.
don't understand that. We're not, men
Yeah.
aren't fetishized enough that black men love that shit. That's why BBC is such a big thing. We eat that shit up. We're not hit on or anything enough. So fetishizing that seems like just being hit on. You know what I mean? So it feels good.
That's why young men couldn't identify if they were being molested or losing their virginity at a young ass age, because of the fetishness and all of the stuff that's being put out there, making it so hard. Even developing in the mental and their emotions and how to actually direct their emotions to even something like a teacher who's just caring for you versus you trying to catch feelings or whatnot because you didn't get that at home. We do not have classes or courses to be able to identify that with families. These people who, when you go to a hospital and you're with these children, they should, when they have these services, they should be able to kind of like identify key things like, yo, you need this extra step here. Like this kid needs like this extra support and understanding, because then it develops the sexual mind on a whole. It develops the sexual mind on a whole nother level. So then you reach your actual highest potential of sexuality. Like that's why people are so short term with their sex life.
Yeah.
They just want to fuck everybody, which is dope. If you're doing it safe and you handling your business. But when you have that one person, like some people, I'm like, yo, I can definitely see myself being with one person and fucking them in 100 and gazillion different ways.
See, I can see myself with one person for a long time, but like I do like the variety. I do like us being able to, go as a team and fuck. You know what I'm saying? That shit's fun. Like I've done that before where like I like it when I'm in a room and like my girl's calling the shots.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Even if I'm just a joystick for that time, like it's fun to be just I'm sorry. Like it's fun. Yeah. She's like, yo, turn her over. Smack her cheek.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like call it out. I'll listen.
Yes, Captain.
I don't have to be in control all the time. I just want to be. I don't need to be penetrated, but like I don't need to be in control all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to use a finger, you can use a finger, but like you know what I'm saying?
Let her drive the boat.
Yo, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yo, baby, you can try the boat. You can rock the boat. Just don't tip it over. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. You know, like so, like.
Nah, those sexual moments.
Nah, like
gone.
I was at a black comedy club,
you
and I
missed so much.
was talking about eating ass, right? And like the crowd was
Doesn't
acting.
sound like I missed much. Guys acting about eating ass. All right.
The crowd was acting really hesitant. Then the comic after me jumps on stage, an older black dude. He's like, "Yo, why y'all acting like y'all haven't done that shit before? If y'all have eaten pussy, you've eaten ass. Yo, it's right there. You serious? Your tongue's never slipped." Your tongue's never slipped.
Facts.
You know, they're like, it's dirty. If her ass is dirty, her pussy's dirty. Okay.
Very true.
You know what I mean? So if you
don't
eating pussy, you eating poop pussy. You know what I'm saying?
Here's my thing about it, okay?
Poo poo pussy.
Because I don't.
Dom, timestamp that poo poo pussy.
You have to be patient, because some people have not tried that yet. So not that.
How
part.
long
Like,
is life?
Some people have got their ass eaten. Yeah, that's a whatever. I'm talking about
Shit's amazing.
getting dick in your ass. Now that, let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something. Yo, timestamp that shit, yo.
Yo, with no
I'm gonna call
warning.
a mad time slip.
With no warning.
Okay.
No,
you have
that's
to work
evil.
up to it, right?
That's
You
evil.
can't just
That's
go straight
evil.
into it, right?
You ever see Diary of a Mad
Thank
Black
you.
Woman when she's getting kicked out the house?
Yep.
That's what I look like.
No, Frank.
Let me back in. I mean, like under, like, bro, you weren't gonna give me no warning.
No, that's
He's like,
that's
oh,
fucked up.
You don't want to fuck no more. Give me like 15 minutes. Nigga. You want time out, bro. You want time
Oh,
out.
just 15? All right, let me play this video game real quick.
Right. Sit in silence. Put Pandora on.
While you clench your booty cheeks.
Right. Like, what did you just do?
Nah, like the least you could do is a one. It ain't going in your ass. You know what I mean?
I'm saying.
Right? I'm just like,
You gotta ease into it.
you see what I'm saying? I gotta do the whole convo, the whole song and dance, because I ain't gonna sneak it on you.
There's a
I-
little,
like,
there's
I
a
ain't-
little la-di-da that happens.
I mean, I'm not in the
beforehand.
sneak it in you category. You know what I mean? There is no sneaking. You know what I'm saying? There's ow! And it's
See. And no, I've had somebody who's also like took their time.
you got to.
And it
Yeah.
felt good,
You
but it
got
was-
to.
I really just didn't get what people were talking about. I kind of, I think I spent half the time just like, hurry up and stick it in my pussy so I can put it back in my mouth. This was cool and all. But
Oh no, this is fantastic. We're back there just wailing. We're like, yeah,
yeah, Mindingo.
Mandingo.
Let me put it in your butt.
Open your butt.
Open your butt.
Open your butt.
No, absolutely. Why can't you?
I need
don't-
that on a repeat clip.
Every time a dude would be like, "Let me put it in your butt," I'd be like, "Let me suck your dick."
It's not the
Like,
same.
Yes, it is.
No,
My mouth is tighter than my booty hole.
that is a lie.
I'm not going
Okay,
to.
I wish women could just grow a dick for a day and try this shit. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
I'm telling you.
I mean-
bro, that is crazy.
It's not crazy. No, it's absolutely
Either my
amazing.
mouth or my pussy is tighter than my booty
No,
hole.
no, 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 no. You don't understand. You don't understand. So when you get them right and you spread it like a like a flower.
But if I make you nut, you don't want to go back there anymore, right? Isn't the whole objective to make you nut? So if I
Yo,
make you
no,
nut
no, no,
off
no,
the
no, no, no,
head,
no. I have a problem. I have a
Go to
problem. If you
sleep.
even put ass, if I even see ass, even after I nut, I'm getting hard again. I have a problem. Nah, we doing this. Like, you can do it. You can try as much as you want. You can make me nut 300 times. I'm gonna get hard when I see that ass. I'm gonna be like, woo. You be like, no. You know what I mean? But like that it's also a secret trick, because like if it's ever like if I'm ever running out of steam, all I gotta do is just look down, see some ass. I'm like, whoa, and we on it again.
And away we go.
Yo, real talk. I can go. I like.
So you just nightly be sticking it in the butt, like.
I wish that's not my life.
Oh my
I wish that's not my life. like
That's
I'm out.
his dream.
I'm out here just being jealous of gay guys. Like, what the fuck, man? Like,
Oh my
the
gosh.
fuck, dog? Like,
I'm so done with
yo, I'm like, they let you do that shit? I'm out
Just
here.
willy nilly.
so done.
I'm out here trying to buy them shit. Like,
Just at the drop of a hat.
yo, they want it. They say thank you. They cook for you afterward. You ain't gotta say sorry. Like, what is this?
They get their own Uber home.
Yo, dog, like, yo, nah. That's why if people say being gay is a choice, it's not, because I can't do it. Oh my God. But anyways, we haven't talked much about Pheonix's relationships.
Yeah.
just getting
What
back
would
to that
you
real
like
quick.
to know?
So, I mean,
Hey.
in your history, you went over a little bit of your history. You said how many Nigerians? Just to big up my people real quick.
Why you do that to her?
I dated one Nigerian and one Ghana.
Oh, so you dated one Nigerian light. They ain't gonna like that shit.
Yep, and
Yeah.
one Dominican and one Southern.
Okay. And so who would you say had the most confidence? And is there a why behind that?
Damn.
I'm all asking her to relate races right now. Which is the better black?
Or did it have nothing to do with their race and it just had something to do with their
She just
personality?
happened-
Tell
I mean,
us.
it's more it's more where they're from, not race, but like.
Yeah, but maybe that's not what happened.
I mean,
Let
men
her
from
talk,
different
I
places are
think.
different.
Give her
I think
options.
they're Nigerian.
You Nigerian?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I didn't mean to pat myself on the back, but thank you. You know,
You're so silly.
I mean, she didn't date me, but I mean,
He's so silly. I think it's because he was fighting. I think everybody was fighting for something, like, you know, doing everything in their daily lives. But his confidence and how he moved, how he was adamant about certain things, it made sense. And his caring habits at times, you know, even though his judgment was impaired and he's a dick.
we
you
can be
know,
those.
You know,
I mean, what do you think ruined? What do you think ended it then?
he's a selfish bitch.
Shit. May I ask what caused that opinion?
I felt like he was open to me about his different situations, different things that affects him, and I took that into account.
Okay.
And I feel like I was giving him privileges that one would give a husband.
Yeah.
You know, you go into work, you get food, you getting cooked, and making sure your spot is good, and, you know, giving you space when you need it.
Okay.
In return, I asked for certain things, and I was not getting it. But then you would leisurely do that with other people.
Like.
And it was like our times being spent together. We can't do X, Y, Z, but you want to do this because, you know, you don't like going out or you don't like being around people. And you know what I do for work? I represent artists. I'm like, okay, we can go here or we can do something total opposite. We don't have to be in the club. We can do a personal dinner. We can go rent out a nice little space or whatever. But you're not trying to do that. You're not trying to be adamant with me, which means I felt like you trying to make me be your girlfriend in this box. You wanted me to be your home girlfriend because you had outside girlfriends. So that's where the situation was.
Yeah, so he wasn't really being truthful.
Nope.
He was being confident probably in himself, but not anything
And
else.
honesty wasn't there.
You need all three principles, guys. You need all three. Because he seemed well, actually I would say he was pulling in half on the social intelligence.
Yeah,
Because he had some of what you need, but he couldn't translate to what you were asking for.
He was getting all three. It's the I like to say it as a symbolization of you putting gas in a car and filling up the tank and never getting a ride in it. That's how I felt, because it was more so of putting a lot in, and then it was like, okay, for me, where I'm at fault at is that I did too much, and I was still going through a journey of myself. I wasn't here right now.
That
You know, I
happened
wasn't
in
a
my
place.
last relationship
You
too.
know, I was
Ladies,
kinda like-
don't get stuck building up another man for another woman.
I
You know
thought
what I mean?
I could find myself while building his ass. Oh,
Nah,
stupid.
you got to be. This is a point that we brought up early on in Kingz that I think is good to bring back. He got to be pulling 50-50 in the relationship. He got to be bringing something to the table. You know what I mean? You can't be like, I mean, you're asking for these certain things and you're giving everything he's asking for. Is he at least pulling anything off your list to give you? You know what I mean? Is he contributing as much as you're putting in, the blood, sweat, and tears that you're putting into these, and how are you marking this?
See, here's the thing. Growing up, there was a lot of young women around me who used to get a lot of shiny things in favor of being in these relationships. I've never been that person to be able to get some of those things.
Yeah.
When I started dating, I never wanted to be that person. I thought, okay, let me be that other person. Like, I'm going to pay for this. I'm going to do X, Y, Z. Now, this is when I learned, like, this thing does matter. Even when we talk about non-gender binary and all of this stuff, there's still some things that go in, like how the man should walk on the outside of a woman on the sidewalk. Here's my thing. I learned that there should be that 50-50 is critical. But that 50-50, people need to identify that piece. It's not just paying and going half on this meal or paying for X, Y, Z, but it's the emotional piece as well.
Yeah.
It's the mental. It's even the sexual piece of it. Because I'm like, you know, you fuck that. I know I'm giving you the best head of your motherfucking life. You got me fucked up and be about to go over here. Like, what you got going on over here? What you got going on over here? You got everything, so you just wanted your own thing. And if that's what it is, then be honest with me.
Yeah.
Because you could still call me. You know, if something happens, you know what I'm saying? Fool just called me the other day. Why? Because you out here messing with stupid ratchet chicks who got your dog stolen, dummy. This is the problem. But you know, that's what it is.
Who out of them would you say was the most honest?
The Dominican.
The Dominican?
Yes.
And honest in a good way, honest in a bad way?
Honest in a great way.
In a great way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so explain.
He let me know about his entire operations from the T to
Hell
the
yeah.
out.
That's how it should
Shit,
be.
that's how it should be.
From the complete everything.
Let you know if you want to get in or
I was the
not.
only black woman, and I come from a family where a lot of the Dominicans don't really fuck with the black side of my Haitians and darker skin. They don't do that. And he brought me into so many different spaces where I would just have to trust him. And in these spaces, and we went from Boston to Los Angeles, and that was just some critical thing for me to be in a space with him, and just his honesty with me and letting me know even when he wasn't sure about something or whatever area
That's
we
so
were in,
important.
or how his pockets were. You know, he's a very prideful person, so to be able to carry that meant a lot.
Shit, damn. And I'm sorry, guys, but we got to wrap soon. So we definitely got to have you back on.
Yeah, we have to have a part 2. Oh my
this
God.
is shit.
Pheonix rises again.
Yo.
Thank you
Pheonix
so much
rises
for
too.
having me.
This was so wonderful.
Yo, I mean, we went on so many tangents, but the conversation's been fucking excellent, yo.
Yes.
I mean, the whole time. I mean,
Yes, it was.
shit, you still got some levels that we'd still like to, peel back. And,
Yeah, we should have her back on again soon.
Definitely.
I'm definitely open. Y'all know. Shout out to the Kingz Podcast. Y'all are awesome.
Thank
you so much.
Yes, definitely.
Yo, share, like us. This has been the Kingz Podcast, and I have been yours truly, Karizmatik.
Yo, I've been Irish O'Neal.
Ani Moush. Thank you.
And our
Pheonix.
guest, Pheonix. Thank you for joining us, yo.
Hey.
Cheers, Kings.
Cheers.